Are the Clippers trying to form a super team? This is your host, Joel Michaels of the Joel TV podcast on Spotify. Today, basically, I want to review the Los Angeles Clippers team and some of their recent trade moves and just overall how the players are doing. So, they've got guys like Zubac at the center. They got Jay Scrubb, Patrick Patterson, some Daniel Dude, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, Serge Ibaka. That's a good move. Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, Nicholas Batum, Malik Fitz, Patrick Beverly. But obviously here I saved the best for last. Their two main stars, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And recently in the news is Kawhi Leonard is expected to re-sign with the Clippers this summer. And most people know who the head coach is, Tyronn Lue, who used to coach LeBron on the Cavs. And he's been around to different teams, but right now he's on the Clippers. He's the head coach. His associate head coach is Dan Craig, and then they got different assistant coaches, Chauncey Billups, Roy Rogers, Larry Drew. So if you take a look here at the current Western Conference standings, Jazz are in first place, Suns are right behind them, Clippers are right behind them. So Clippers are in third place in the Western Conference, only 4.5 games away from first place. The last 10 games, they won 8, lost 2, and their current record, as of recording this, is 35-18. They've won 35 games and lost 18, which put them at about 53 games played so far. And this season is shorter. Instead of 82, they only play 72 games. So they only got 20 games left in the season, and they're doing pretty good. Now, there's a couple guys that I didn't mention yet, which them two are new additions to the team, which is basically the main reason I'm even doing this podcast. And it's Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins signed a 10-day contract with the Clippers, and Rondo was traded from the Hawks, I believe, for Lou Williams. That was kind of a controversial move because Lou loved the Clippers organization. He played his best there, and then they trade him. So he said he almost retired that same day, but he decides to keep on playing in the league. So this isn't Rondo's debut with the Clippers, what I'm talking about here, but it's his best game so far with the Clippers in their 113-103 win versus the Phoenix Suns, snapping the Suns' 7-game win streak. He had 15 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 out of 8 field goals made with 0 turnovers, so that's good. He didn't turn over the ball at all in 19 minutes of playing time. And here is DeMarcus Cousins' Clippers debut on his 10-day contract in a win over the Portland Trail Blazers. He only had 7 points and 4 rebounds, but that's still kind of solid. 2 out of 4 field goals made. He only played for 7 minutes, so that's a point a minute. That's not bad, 7 points and 4 rebounds in 7 minutes of playing time. When it comes to Rondo, I would say he still has some more years in him to be playing. But DeMarcus Cousins, it's debatable. I mean, we know he can play good. He was a really good physical center years ago. But all these injuries have really messed him up, and teams don't really see the value in him anymore. That's why he's being tossed around the past few years. Now, I'm not a Clippers fan, but I'm also not just going to hate on them, but I'm just going to tell the truth how it is. They are not the best team in the NBA right now, and they're not even the best team in their own Western Conference because there's people like the Jazz. And even though they're higher than the Lakers and Nuggets, I think the Lakers and Nuggets are both better than them. But that's the thing. This is still regular season. Come playoff time, come them 7-game series, that's when you really see. Because sometimes you see a team beat another team, have a little small upset. But you got to think, that's one game. Can that team really beat that better team 4 times in a 7-game series? So thanks for listening to today's podcast. Let's see how the rest of the regular season unfolds. And my guess is Clippers are going to make it to the second round. meaning they'd beat their first-round opponent. I don't think they're going to beat their second-round opponent because I don't believe they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Not this year. Possibly next year. But with all the little moves, just like a little move is making these teams better, like Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets. Now the Nuggets have an edge over another team. And depending on who's healthy and how all the team chemistry plays out, we'll really be able to see how the playoffs unfold, especially in the Western Conference. But yeah, thanks for listening here on Spotify, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.